بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل نعم المولى ونعم النصير أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين سيما بقية الله الأعظم روحي وأرواح العالمين له الفداء رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Today's topic, pain management, part 2. One of the primary desires that all human beings have is seeking comfort. And this is something that we should control. And one of the most important needs that all human beings have is also comfort, which we should seek. From childhood, a human understands that comfort is necessary in his life. He cries for milk. He doesn't know what hunger is, but he knows what discomfort is. He knows what pain is, and he wants comfort, and he sees the importance of that. Without comfort, we see that even religion and the practice of religion is useless. In fact, it will be dangerous. Pleasure also, meaning worldly desires and pleasures, haram things, all of these things come at the next stage. The primary instinct and the primary need for every person is comfort. And it's this tendency that, if left unchecked and not taken care of, can become cancerous and then becomes inflamed and goes out of control and brings down the host. It takes down the host. It is like a cancer that's growing. We have to pay attention to the issue of comfort in our life, seeking comfort, dealing with comfort. One of the most important issues in our life is to manage and control this tendency. On the other hand, we see that we cannot get rid of comfort also. We can't be, okay, I'm going to just take comfort out of my life and just go through this auspicious and very rigid and difficult life. That's also not correct, and that's also not the way of practicing Islam, the way that the Prophet and Ahlulbayt have taught us. So we can't get rid of comfort, and on the one hand, we need to control it and manage it. In fact, we have to seek comfort in our lives. We need to go after comfort, the correct type of comfort, the right way of choosing comfort in our lives. So if you look at these two sides, one controlling it, one going after it, these two sides conflicting with each other, this could be called pain management or comfort management. How to manage the issue of comfort in our life and how to deal with pain, in other words, which is the opposite of that. Seeking a comfortable life, that is our subject, and how to deal with pains in order to do that. It's different than having a peace of mind. Some people look at it as tranquility or a peace of mind or harmony. That's different. That's just psychological. That's just mental. We are not just looking at that. That could be had if you just go on a vacation and take your mind off your work or your bills or your different aspects of life. You will find some peace there, but that's just a temporary psychological peace that you find. It's not something real, and it's not the comfort that we are talking about, which also includes physical comfort as well. So all of these things together, how do we manage that? Until a person is not comfortable, he cannot worship. Even if you have to pray to Allah, you will see that if you're not in a state of comfort, a basic level of comfort, you will not be able to pray or do anything good. Even if you want to do something that is outrageous, you cannot do it if you are in pain. For example, if you have a nail stuck in your finger, you won't be able to concentrate in prayer or even any other thing in a class or something. You have to first take care of this nail that's in your finger. And without taking care of it, you are not going to concentrate or focus on anything else because your comfort is gone. Once your comfort is gone, there's nothing a man can do unless he deals with that comfort first and gets back to being comfortable. And see, that's how important comfort is in our life. It prevents us from anything, good or bad. And hence, we need to find out how to deal with this. It's an important aspect of our life. Now, one of the things to understand regarding comfort is that there is no such thing as absolute comfort in this life. The Messenger of Allah once informed the companions that in this life, he says, why are you looking for something that does not exist? And so the companions asked, what does not exist? He says, absolute comfort does not exist in this life. Why are you running after it? Don't run after being completely comfortable or finding the ultimate peace or harmony. It doesn't exist in this life. And running after it is futile. In fact, it will lead to more frustration and more discomfort. So the secret of a good life is not trying to find absolute peace and harmony in this life. The secret of life and what we want, what Allah wants in our life, to see in our life, is to find and seek comfort even in hardships and difficulties. Meaning you are going to have difficulties, you are going to face hardships in life, you are going to go through a life of pain, but you need to find comfort in that pain. You have to find comfort in those difficulties. And if a person does things to cause hardships to himself, that is not right, because life is going to give pain himself. Yes, we are not told to go and look for problems and seek problems. No, we are told to seek comfort. The problems are going to come. Don't worry about that. That's just in the definition of life. Problems are a part of it. It is in the nature of life that we have difficulties and sufferings and pain. So that's going to be there. There's no need for us to seek problems and seek discomfort. Islam never encouraged us to go and look for problems. Islam is encouraging us to look for comfort. Let's look at those places where you see that in the words of the Imams and the words of Ahlulbayt, they encourage us to go after comfort, to go after finding that comfort zone in our life. One place Imam Ali says, let me read this, Az-zuhdu fi dunya rahatul kubra. He says that zuhud in this life is the best comfort, the greatest comfort. You see, or rahatul udma. He says the best, the highest level of comfort. So you see this encouragement that Imam Ali is giving us, that a person should seek that comfort, that great comfort in life. That is something that in our nature we have, instinctively we have, and we should go after. Islam encourages us that. For example, another hadith that speaks about comfort and encouraging us to comfort. He says that whoever is content with what he has. I mean, whatever Allah gave, if you are content with that, then he has found comfort. He has found raha, faqad intadamar raha. He has found that comfort in life. You see, an encouragement to find comfort in life. This is something that all of us need to be looking for. Now, the problem with people who, for example, when we practice our deen, one of the issues that happens in our practice of our deen is that people bring hardships to themselves and do not address the issue of comfort in their life and in their personal life and in their faith and in their work. You see that they don't look for comfort and they don't seek that. They don't know how to manage that, and because of that, you see that they have a sort of anger and frustration in themselves. If they did find comfort in their lives, then they would be in love with religion. Not that they would just do what's obligatory on them. There would be a love in them for their religion, for their practice. But because of this absence of love and that they do things just because it's an obligation on their head that they need to get over with, this shows that they haven't found comfort in their deen and in their faith. They are troubled, they are upset, they are bothered, and they have lots of complaints. And it's apparent in their faces that their religion has not given them comfort, when it should be giving them comfort. Islam should be giving us comfort and giving that, helping us to find comfort in our life. If we haven't found it, it means that there's something wrong there, and that needs to be rectified. They are in, because a believer, that is said in hadith, a believer has this quality that has been mentioned. He says, nazalat anfusahum minhum fil bala kallati nazalat fil rakha. He says that the state of the believer is the same as it is in difficulty, as it is in ease. Meaning, if they are suffering and going through pain, you will see them in the same condition when if they're going through ease and comfort. Meaning that you will not find change in them, because deen and their faith has given them the ability to deal with the issue of comfort in their life. This is important for us to find out how to manage this issue. Some discomforts lead to sin. People don't know that. It's not right for us to look for discomforts, because trying to look for discomfort in deen and in your faith, this leads to sin. And if they do put themselves into difficulties in the name of religion, then they need to do istighfar and tawbah and repent for this sin that they have done, because Allah doesn't want you to look for problems. He doesn't want you to go through difficulties of your own making. No, what Allah has done to you, what comes towards your way, that's different, but not on your own. So comfort is one of the primary needs of man, and Allah provides the means to attain it. And this is one of the best aspects of a believer's life, to seek comfort and to find the balance of how that comfort works. Imam Ali alayhi salam, in regards to the practice of deen, has mentioned that believers enjoy the dunya more than worldly people. The worldly people, they don't enjoy dunya as much as the believers enjoy dunya, because Islam teaches them the best methods of getting more out of what they have. Meaning that if they eat food, they enjoy their food more than others. If they, for example, learn something, they enjoy the learning more than others. If they have a pastime that they do, they enjoy it more than others. This is the characteristic of a believer, that he enjoys dunya more than others. Not that he's upset here and he's angry here and that he is frustrated here and that he can't wait to get out of here. He can't wait to die and go away from here. This is not deen then. Because deen is teaching us and is giving us the map of how to navigate ourselves through the difficulties here to find a comfort zone and to deal with the issue of comfort in our life. And if someone is not able to find that, then that deen or that practice that he has is incorrect, because deen is correct and Islam is correct and is teaching us how to do that. How do you gauge the level of comfort in this life? How do you know that you are comfortable? Because we are so used to living life of unease and discomfort that we can't handle comfort. You know, a lot of us, we don't know how to deal with comfort in our life because we are so used to dealing with difficulties that difficulties, you know, it's like we have just been beaten up by them. They have beaten us up and there's nothing we can do about that. We just left it and said, you know what, we lose, they win, and now we are just used to misery. And such people who have not been able to deal with comfort in their life, when faced with extreme discomfort, then we ask Allah, Allah, give us relief. You see that whenever we are faced with discomfort, we ask Allah, Allah, give us some relief. Give us some room to breathe. It's too much for us. They ask something, Raddul Bala, just do something to get rid of some of this pain. Why some? Because Allah wants to get rid of all your pain. He wants you to reach the highest level of comfort, not some level of comfort. So why are we only trying to gain some? Why are we trying to get? Because we are so used to this that we think there's no ending for this. There's no way to deal with this. And this is why it's one of those things that we need to deal with. When even in extreme situation, we need to learn how to deal with comfort in our life. This should be our primary goal of our everyday life. How do I deal with that? We will go in the details of this, how and what has been advised to us from our imams on how to deal with comfort in our lives. Where does it come from? And what are the things we can do to achieve it? Inshallah, we will go through that. But right now, just us imagining that in this days of Muharram that we are in, the reason that we want to discuss these issues, and it's important for us to discuss these issues that will help us to reach Imam Hussein. Because the goal for us, every year that we come to Karbala, every year that we come for Muharram, is to see what can I do, what one step can I take further to get to Imam Hussein, to Karbala. Because for a believer, that should be his goal. Ya laytana kunna ma'akum. How I wish I was with you. This should be the goal of a believer. And if that is the goal, then we need to take all those little steps that are necessary in order to get there, in order to achieve that success that those with Imam Hussein have succeeded in achieving. When we see that, that is truly where we are going to come to. We are doing this for that reason, that we have such an amazing opportunity in these days of Muharram, because no other time have we been so close to changing, because truly Imam Hussein has come that close to us and grabbed us and has gone into our hearts and made us such that in these 10 days at least, we don't think of anything else but Imam Hussein. In other words, Hussein has made us focused. He has made us forget about anything and get into a zone in which we are able to concentrate and learn and take those steps that are necessary for being there. My friends, when you look at the people, this being the 2nd of Muharram, and the caravan of Imam Hussein has come to Karbala. If you look at Bibi Zainab, her composure in Karbala is fascinating. She was so calm. As soon as Ashura happened, from that time onward, no matter what problems came her way, she was so calm that it really was disturbing to all those people who were responsible for killing Imam Hussein and for doing the wrongs to the house of the Prophet. It bothered them, it vexed them that why is she not emotional? Why is she not crying? Why is she not breaking down? Hasn't enough happened to her that she is standing so firm and so calm? That's how we see Bibi Zainab was in that situation. When you look at history and we look at the hadith there, you see that when she talked to the people, she was so calm in talking to them that it was like people were looking at her that really, did you just went through all of this that you are speaking of, and you are so calm, so peaceful, so comfortable talking of this? That was Bibi Zainab. In fact, even the contemptible claims of the two-bit scumbags like Yazid could not ruin her calm, her state of peace. They were claiming that, look what Allah has done to your brother. He has humiliated him. He has done this to you because you are false and you are this. So calmly, she replies back to them and says, ثُمَّ كَانَ عَاقِبَةُ الَّذِينَ أَسَاءُوا السُّوءَ أَنْ كَذَّبُوا بِآيَاتِ اللَّهِ وَكَانُوا بِهَا يَسْتَهْزِئُونَ. She just reads an ayat of the Quran and says, the evil will be the ending of those who did evil, because they rejected the signs of Allah and they mocked the truth. And that's it. She just destroyed him. She just destroyed him. Now you see that Zainab is standing firm and calm, and it's Yazid who is like shaking to see what can he do. Bothered. He is vexed, shaking around what can he do. So you know what he did in order to do something that he can make Zainab bothered? He took a stick that was next to him and started beating the face of Hussein. He started beating the face of Imam Hussein, and Bibi Zainab just looked at him and looked at that face that was so loved to her, that was so beloved to her family. Yes, my friends, today Zainab has come to Karbala. And when she came to Karbala, she called for Hussein. Imam Hussein immediately left everything he was doing and came to Bibi Zainab and said, yes, sister. And Bibi Zainab said, Hussein, I feel uneasy. I feel anxious. My heart is restless. My friends, from the 2nd of Muharram, you feel this restlessness of Bibi Zainab. This anxiety of Bibi Zainab is now being felt by all of us. what is moving us, what is shaking us. This whole universe is feeling that disturbance that is in the heart of Zainab. The order came to encamp, and the camp was made. Everything came off their camp. As soon as Zainab wanted to come off the camp, Abbas looked and just saw that Zainab wants to come out of the camp, and he ran and said, please grab me and Ali Akbar as you come down. We are here to help you to come down. They would not even let her move. Zainab was that one lady that everyone was turning around. The nucleus of this caravan was Zainab. And then that Zainab, when she saw Hussein striking the ground with his feet, she saw her while he was doing the camps, she was striking the feet on the ground, and Zainab looked at him and saw that Hussein is looking at Ali Akbar while he's hitting the feet on the ground. سيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون وآخر الدعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.
بسم الله الرحمن